Okay, this video is going to be on the basics of WordPress and specifically using the writer theme. I'm going to be going over posting, whether it be YouTube, files, or links, and logging in as well as managing the menu so that what you post shows up where you want it to show up. Okay, so in order to get to this screen, this is the login screen that you will see on every single WordPress site. If you don't have a WordPress account, there'll be another video that goes along with this that shows you how to create an account. Once you have a username and a password, you're going to be good to go. So to get to this page, let's just go to our WordPress site right now. Okay, you'll see on this site right now, there's a login up in the top left. You can use that. Or you can scroll down on the side, there's a login down here. Now, if you're on a WordPress site and you don't see a login button at all and you're like, where do I go and how do I log in? One of the tricks of the trade is to literally just put the slash in at the end of the website, put WP as in WordPress -admin. And then that will bring up the login page. So whether you click on the buttons if you see them or you use that, you're gonna get to the same place. So as long as we remember what our username and password are, then we'll be able to log in. Now, what you see here is essentially the inner workings of WordPress. And what's nice about this and why I like this site so much is the fact that it gives you a visual representation of what a site is. Essentially, when you go to a site, you're seeing a bunch of different pieces sort of being pulled together to then display visually what you want to see. There's posts, there's media, there's pages, all that kind of stuff is, as you can see, sort of broken up on the side here. And even the menu itself, which is in appearance, that is also controlled here. So essentially, this is just the inner workings that explains what you're going to see when you go to ASDS Technology Mentor's site. So let's get started with posts. You can go to one of two places. The shortcut is go to New, Post, and even if you're actually on the main page, you'll be able to access that. Or, which is probably the best practice way, go on the left-hand side, click on Posts, or click on All Posts. Now when we're here, we can click on Add New. You can see all the former posts that are currently on the site, and you can edit these just by clicking on the Edit button. That's it. We're going to add a new post right now. Add New. And we're going to give this one a name. So this one's just going to be a Google Hangouts on Air demonstration. The basics. One of the things that you can do, if you're working on something and you want to publish something on this specific site and you've connected your sharing accounts, you can turn off sharing on Twitter and Google Plus right here, or you can manage what the actual post is going to say as well. And right now it's just going to post the title itself here. So, moving on. This body right here is the body of the post itself. This is the title. If we want to add anything, if we want to add media, we just click on this button here. So media would be defined as pictures or files or PowerPoints or anything like that. If you wanted to include previously uploaded pictures, they're all available to you here. So I can just grab one of these and pull them in. If I want to upload a file, so if it's a Word document, if it's a PowerPoint, I can grab it right here. But let's just do something simple. So I don't have any Google images here, I don't think. But let's just, as an example, pull in a picture. You'll see as soon as I click on it, it gives me the option to actually change the alignment of it. So right now it's left align, which means it's going to sit to the left and the text is going to wrap around it. If I put center, it's going to be centered and the text will wrap around it. We can actually also link this picture to a specific website. So if I wanted to send people to St. Malachi's website, but I didn't want to just put an ugly looking link, I can put the picture in and I can link to a custom URL and put that URL in here, so stm.nbed.nb.ca. I can additionally change the size of this. Now this is a small picture, so it doesn't give me a whole lot of options, but if it's bigger, I can choose medium, large sizes, and it gives you that sort of chance to customize the image you put in. Once I'm ready to put it in, I'll just put in insert into post, and now it's going to show up there. And when I publish this, this is going to allow, and I can just show you as an example, you can always preview what you're working on. I can go to view post. And now that this image is here, when I click on it, it's going to send me to the St. Malachy's website. So a lot cleaner way of sending people to a link or on a website other than just putting in the actual URL. So let's get rid of that. Now this post is going to be about Google Hangouts, so we don't need this St. Malachy's logo, as nice as it is. And we're going to actually find the video on YouTube that we've created. So this is a video I created a while ago on Google Hangouts on Air, and it's just a little demo. What's nice about WordPress is there isn't any crazy embedding and all that kind of stuff. They've made it very user-friendly, where I can just click on share, grab this link down here, copy it, and then paste it right here. Your best option, I guess, there is to Control V. It's going to render this, and you'll see once it is ready to go, the video will just sort of place itself there nice and ready. To ensure that our posts don't get cluttered, because I assume with every video there's going to be text that follows it, some sort of explanation. The best thing to do is to find this button here that's called the Insert Read More tag. Now that I put the video in, if I click on Insert Read More and I scroll down, that means when they go to the page itself with all the blog posts about Google Apps, they're not going to have to go through the entire post to get to the next one. They're going to just get a brief snippet if there's a picture or a video, and they can sort of scroll through and see the collection of Google tutorials and posts that we have put up there. Just makes it a lot easier on the end user. So the read more tag is actually quite important. And once I insert that, I hit enter, and then now below this I can write text. So this is a video demonstration on how to use Google Hangouts on Air. This feature, or this, it's called app, should be used for live streaming events that you wish to archive or save for later. Google Hangouts on Air allows you to broadcast to a much larger audience than just using Google Hangouts. So those two different apps are separate. It's good to distinguish the difference between Google Hangouts and Google Hangouts on Air. And it's always good to have that little piece of text. And I will go in further and add more to that later on, but for right now, just for this video, I just wanted to show you that when they come to the blog itself and the tutorials and they scroll through, they're going to see the video, but they're not going to see all that additional text below that's going to be very cluttered. So this is a video. We're going to select that it's a video. That's just the format. And you'll see on the side here all my different categories. And this is how we can manage in WordPress a menu really easily. So I'm going to select, and you can select as many categories as you want. That's what makes this nicer. So you just can imagine this. All my Google Apps posts I'm going to select with Google Apps. I'm going to select that category. So Google Apps for Education. I may have 50 different posts on this alone. So that breaks it down. That allows people to just find the Google tutorials that I put up there. But there's still going to be a lot of those. So we're going to break it down even further, and we're going to click on Google Hangouts as well. And I may only have 3 or 4 on this. So that way when they navigate through the menu, they're going to find what they're looking for a lot easier. Now, how did I get Google Hangouts in these categories here? Well, I can either add it on the side under Posts and Categories and manage it that way, or if the category isn't visible here and I wanted to add a new one, I would literally just click Add New Category, type it in, and then it would become part of the list. That's it. So the next step will be showing you how I take this category and add it to the menu. So Google Hangouts is a new category that I've added, and it's not on my menu yet. So that'll be the next step once we publish this. So we have the text ready, we have the video in there. We're good to go post this. So now that we have this all set to go, we're just going to click the Publish button. Be careful that you know what you want to have set out on Twitter and Google Plus before you actually hit publish, because once it's ready to go, you'll notice it automatically goes out on Twitter, which can be deleted. There's no problem with that. That's easy to manage as well. Now, so we have our post ready. If I go to the site right now and go look for it, you'll notice that under Tutorials and Resources, and I go to Google Apps, I have Google Apps for Education. That category is there. If I click on that, I should be able to find it right here. There's that Continue Reading tab that I have that I was explaining earlier, which makes it a lot nicer for, as you can see, scrolling through all the posts that are available. You see, once you accumulate a bunch, if you were to have that additional text on the bottom, how that could get a little bit troublesome, and a little bit just kind of hard on the eye. There's already a lot going on right now, so it's better just to trim it down. Okay, now there's a lot of Google Apps right now, so I want to sort of further identify all my Google Hangouts posts. I have one right now, but I know I'm going to have more. The best way to do that is to just go up to the top again, and you'll see that there's a menus link. I'm going to click on that. So now that I'm here, the menu has already been selected and created, and it's actually very easy to manage. So this is essentially what it looks like right now. Those are all the different pieces, and this is actually quite easy to manage. So if I wanted this Gaia Project 1 to come back as just under Our Friends right here, all I would need to do is just move it over. Okay, and now it's going to be in line off of that branch. If I want to further make it a sub-item off of the Gaia project, I just have to pull it back and drop it, and it's going to go there. So right now, I want to add into Google Apps for Education. This is the guy I want to focus on. So in order to add a sub-item here, you'll see that when it comes to managing the menu, there's all these options for me to choose from. And the best and easiest is to manage categories. So we have a lot of these categories here, but this is the way we're going to sort of allow our posts to be seen in multiple places and make them easier to access. So we've selected categories. Let's go to View All, and let's go find Google Hangouts. Let's add that to the menu. So now let's scroll down to the bottom of the page, and you will see Google Hangouts has been added, and we don't want it to have its own place there. We want to drag it up, and we're going to bring that right up into here. And if I put it here, it's going to be a sub-item in Google Drive. I'm going to try and make sure that I align it perfectly so that it drops right in there. Now all I have to do to publish this is just hit Save Menu, and that's it. And now that I have saved the menu, I'll just show you really quick once it's done. I'll be able to go back to the site and access that new item in the menu. So anytime you want to add a new component to the menu, that's all you have to do. So that's the quick and easy way to manage WordPress. And hopefully when this gets loaded, I will show you the result. Okay, you'll know that it's been updated when you have this little icon up here. Now I can go back to the site. And when I go to tutorials and resources, Google Apps for Education, there's our new tab. So when I click on that, I'll be able to see the posts that I just put up, and then any other subsequent ones that I want to include. So there you go. There's the quick and easy way to manage WordPress, adding posts, and managing the menu.